trivia.
Our Prophet, peace be upon him, was the first one to invent human rights. He would buy slaves with his own money and then free them, and the same goes with his Sahabas.
Prophet Muhammad was the first one to invent human rights. Bro, what are you smoking, man? What are you on? How can you say that he's the first one? First of all, you can go back to Jesus way before Muhammad, who did a lot of things. You go back even before Jesus to the Golden Rule. You can find so many examples in early civilizations of people behaving well towards others. But Muhammad's the first one to invent human rights, the one that you said he bought slaves. Dude, he could have ended slavery in one moment, just like he did with riba. He said on his final sermon, there is no more riba, no more interest, no more usury. And all of the usury of the days of the past is done. But when it comes to slavery, what did he do? Let's see some examples of what he did. Well, not only did Muhammad partake in slavery and didn't just free the slaves, a lot of times he kept the slaves. Let me show you how he kept the institution of slavery alive in his life. There's this one companion, and this hadith is in Sahih al-Bukhari, where he had promised to free a slave after his death, okay? So he had said, I'm going to free the slave when I die. So this poor slave, he is like, yes, this guy's, old guy, and, I've been a good slave to him. And this guy said, since you've been a good slave, I'm going to free you. Then Muhammad found out that this man didn't have any other property than this one slave. So what he did was he undid this freeing of the slave, and he sold the slave. And then he took the money and he gave the money to the family. So that slave, that poor slave who was going to be freed, it was promised that he was going to be freed. Muhammad overrode that. I can give you so many examples like this, where Muhammad kept the institution of slavery going on and on. This is just madness. What kept me Muslim all those years was a lack of critical thinking, and I didn't have access to the same information and knowledge and scientific literacy. So my scientific literacy was always growing, and as I started to ponder on the Quran, it started to make less and less sense to me, to the point where I was able to see my way through it, because the cognitive dissonance, it got to the point where now my understanding of science that was certain and firm outdid my certainty in Islam. And so when I started to see the problems in Islam, the stories in the Quran or whatever, I eventually left it. So that's what happened.
Here. And would you look at that? Atheism, number 2.
So she's quoting from this book written by 3 Muslim authors, War and Peace in Islam, the Uses and Abuses of Jihad. Let's see what the issue is with what she's saying. The first issue here is that she's saying that this is done by atheists. The most number of deaths on earth from wars are done by atheists. But actually, these are communists. These are all communist countries. So they have a certain ideology that goes on top of atheism, which is communism. Did you notice that she actually didn't mention that the number 1 cause of death in this book was actually Christianity? She jumped to atheism. And why is that? Let me show you just how silly this is. According to this ridiculous book, World War I was a Christian war. 15 to 60 million deaths under Christianity, according to this guy. It's completely ridiculous to claim that Christianity is responsible for those deaths. Christianity is all about turning the other cheek. So you see the problem with this book? There's so many problems already.
All right, if you're Muslim, duet this. How long have you been Muslim?
I was Muslim for 15 years.
Were you raised Muslim?
Yes, I was raised Ismaili though.
How did you become Muslim?
I converted to Sunni Islam in
high school.
Have you ever
doubted your faith?
Oh yeah, I even left it.
What convinced you that Islam is true?
Nothing. It's false.
If Islam was false, would you want to know?
Yes. I would want everyone to know.
If Islam was false, what do you think would be the number 1 thing to convince you that it is false?
The Quran and the Sunnah, the actions of Muhammad, all of it.
And finally, what do you think is the most misunderstood thing about Muslims?
I think most Muslims aren't really religious and don't care too much about the religion.
Thanks for your answers. Like and share with others.
Shaza, there's a very simple answer for this. I do criticize.
Listen to me. The first time I comment on your videos, you always attack Islam, only Islam. But if you really don't believe in any religion, why you spend your time attack people and mocking religion? Go and enjoy your life, because you believe you're gonna be dust when you die. Just when you die, you're gonna be dust, nothing else. Go and enjoy your life and leave Islam alone. Leave Muslims people alone. Go ahead.
The thing is, I am enjoying my life. Yeah, I haven't done any TikToks about other religions, but if you check out my blog, abdullahsamir.com or friendlyexmuslim.com, or you check out my YouTube channel, Abdullah Samir or Friendly Ex-Muslim, you'll see that I talk about all religions. I talk about Christianity. I had Mormons, ex-Mormons, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, ex-Christians. I've had all sorts of conversations with ex-Muslims, all sorts of people. So yes, I am enjoying my life and I have no problem with doing this. And frankly speaking, I'm going to do it because I know I'm having an impact. And I know that I'm making a change and I know that I'm helping people. I get messages every single day saying, thank you so much. You're so helpful. I'm in Saudi Arabia. I'm in this country. And, I really appreciate what you're doing. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing it. Sorry. That's just the way it is. You're going to have to get used to me.